Like Starbucks, Ben & Jerry's has always been a very politicised company, and their politics are, of course, extremely far to the left. Ben & Jerry's new ad positions ice cream as the perfect antidote to a divided world, and they just happen to sell ice cream. What are the chances? Imagine the odds. Ben & Jerry's cast Trump supporters as lemons in a Let's Get Along ad. It's interesting, vote lemon, zest is best. It's weird, that's actually kind of making it look like they're lemon supremacists. Like they're voting along lines of them being innately lemons. I'm just saying, it's a not so subtle way of calling Trump supporters white supremacists. But really, the whole Let's Get Along ad campaign vibe. Really, let's get along. It has been my experience that Trump supporters are actually willing to talk about the issues. The Democrat supporters are only willing to call you a racist, which is, unironically, what Ben & Jerry's are doing in this advert. For people to get along, Ben & Jerry's, you have to stop calling them names. And yes, they did indeed create a Bernie Sanders flavour ice cream. And this works remarkably well for Ben & Jerry's because, as they say, Jerry and I have been constituents of Bernie Sanders for the last 30 years. We've seen him and we believe him. Bernie's yearning is a plain mint ice cream beneath a solid layer of chocolate on top. Really? Given how Bernie got absolutely cucked by Black Lives Matter, it seems that Ben & Jerry's are actually subtly serving up a bit of shade there, Bernie. But I mean, not all of Ben & Jerry's positions are absolutely awful. Get the dough out of politics. At Ben & Jerry's, we love dough so much we invented cookie dough ice cream. But dough doesn't mix well with democracy. In fact, there's so much big money flooding into our elections in the United States that the voice of regular folks is being drowned out. Oh, really? All I'm saying is, when Bernie Sanders appears at the Ben & Jerry's factory in Vermont in front of a nice big Ben & Jerry's podium, the optics are bad. It looks like you've sold out to big ice cream, Bernie. Because they're prepared to say all the right things, and it's okay when you do it, isn't it? They're even among a slate of companies that have bought $256 million in political ads on Facebook. Don't worry about the Russians meddling with the election. What about the bloody ice cream manufacturers? It's okay, shut up. The ice cream manufacturers are alright. They got the right kind of politics. They pay Bernie Sanders under the table. Everything's kosher. Don't you worry about it. But Ben & Jerry's are completely serious about their support for the party of slavery and Jim Crow. They intend on making a batch of 7 flavours to raffle off to support the candidates, which include long-shot bids by J.D. Scholten and blah 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 blah. Right, so not only are they undoubtedly giving money to the Democratic Party, but they are also actively campaigning using their product as a platform. Time to get the dough out of politics, Bernie. How are you going to do it? Oh, you're going to do it with a big corporation. Good move, Bernie. Very consistent. If you go to their website, you'll see that Ben & Jerry's have a whole swathe of issues that they're concerned about. Fair trade. That means farmers get fair price for their products, and we think that's important. That's good. Marriage equality. That's a good thing too. Climate justice. How can caring about the climate possibly be bad? Veggie friendly, in case you needed a non-political reason, stop eating Ben & Jerry's. Peace building, peace, love and ice cream. It's amazing how they can wedge their product into world peace. You can't come together unless it's with Ben & Jerry's ice cream. I just want to say this video wasn't sponsored by Ben & Jerry's. And of course, refugees. We're calling on the European Parliament to help refugees resettle safely and rebuild their lives in Europe. Ben & Jerry's. That doesn't make sense, does it? They didn't have lives in Europe to rebuild. Their lives were in Syria. They should go back there and rebuild, really, shouldn't they? I mean, I noticed that a company from Vermont doesn't have much of an investment on how many refugees come to Europe, but the people who live in Europe do, and we'd actually rather it if the people in the rest of the world stayed in the rest of the world. And of course, this video was prompted by their latest flavour, Pecan Resist. Seriously, if you're a far leftist, aren't you annoyed that big corporations steal your platform, your political candidates, and now your hashtag movements? I mean, just listen to this. Together, Pecan Resist. Alongside all those nutty chunks, this pint packs a powerful message under its lid. Do you feel like you're shilled yet? Do you feel like you've been taken over? The corporate fist has come up your ass and is now puppeteering your little movement. Is that how you feel yet? Because you fucking should. Together we can build a more equitable tomorrow. We can peacefully resist the Trump administration's regressive and discriminatory policies and build a future that values inclusivity, equality, and justice for people of color, women, and the LGBT community, refugees, and immigrants. All of these things are basically the same, they share the same interests, and the problem is Donald Trump, the current president. God willing, 2 terms. Peak and Resist supports 4 organizations that are working on the front lines of peaceful resistance, building a world that supports their values. Get to know them, then find Peak and Resist here. Fucking hell. These corporations are going to steal everything you made, far lefties. The things that you hate, the neoliberals, are going to infect your movements one by one until they become just an empty shell for them to shill their fucking products. Enjoy.